Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now today I'm going to be talking about the starting 11 that I think Nathan Jones will pick for the game against Peterborough this weekend. I will also give you my starting 11 on which I will go with as well. So we're going to have a little discussion on what Nathan Jones will be doing this weekend. Now firstly, I just want to say I think the defensive side of things is very easy to answer on regards to what players he's going to pick. It's the attacking side is where, you know, my head just gets scrambled because he could pick so many different players and play so many different systems. It's just so confusing on what Nathan Jones is going to do for this opening game against Peterborough. But my original thoughts for the game against Peterborough is that it's a game which I'm expected to see Luton get points from. I don't expect to lose. And that's not disrespecting Peterborough or anything like that. It's just they are like a newly promoted side. Yeah, we've got a lot of new faces within the team. But, you know, this is our third year in the Championship now. And this is the season which we want to kick on a little bit. We want to improve on what we did last year. And we are the home side. So I feel like we need to set the standard for ourselves. We need to set some sort of example for Peterborough, you know, what to expect, you know, against these Championship sides and what a game it can be on the weekend against them. Now, Peterborough, they are basically a very attacking side. They know how to score goals, and I do think Peterborough will stay up this season because they know how to score goals. It's just at the back, can they defend well? Is their midfield going to protect the back four or back five? You know, that's where I have a few questions for Peterborough, but I definitely think they'll stay up because they can score goals. And when you've got pacey attackers, you know, skillful players, you know, players that can unlock defences, you're just going to score goals. It will happen, you know. You may concede a lot, but you are going to score. So we definitely need to watch out for that. But my starting 11 and what I think Nathan Jones will pick is in goal. I reckon Sluga 100%. There's no need for Sluga not to be playing. I think it's clear and obvious that Sluga will start in goal against Peterborough this weekend. At right back, definitely James Bree. I think he's had a solid pre-season in my opinion. He's been healthy, he's been fit. You know, I reckon we are going to see a different James Bree this season, you know, a much better James Bree compared to last year. Now, the back two, I definitely think we're going to play a back four, by the way. In fact, I think we're going to play a 4-2-3-1 system. That's the system which I believe Nathan Jones is going to set up as. I don't think we're going to play the diamonds. We could change to a 4-3-3. You know, it's a very adaptable formation. I know a lot of Championship teams, they do play a 4-2-3-1. It's a very common system in the Championship. And that is the system which I do believe we are going to try and play this season. So, yeah, the two centre-backs. Now, we can pick, you know, Bradley, Lockyer, which is probably the most common two. Bradley and Reece Burke. Maybe Naismith in there. But I definitely think Nathan Jones will pick Lockyer and Sonny Bradley. Now, the question is, are they going to be fit? Because Reece Burke, Bradley, and also Lockyer, all three of them didn't play against Brighton. Did they have little injuries and Nathan Jones didn't want to risk it? I don't know. But hopefully they are fully fit and they are ready for the first game of the season. But yeah, I would play Lockyer. This will be his first game since his major injury. Obviously he played in pre-season, but this is his first competitive game since his big injury which he got with us early in the year, and then partnered up with Bradley. We all know how good that partnership was last season. It kept so many clean sheets and we defended quite well. At left back, I would go with Naismith. Dan Potts, he looks like he's done his hamstring, if I'm being honest, against Brighton. He didn't defend well for that goal, if I'm being honest. I'm not really a fan of Dan Potts, and I haven't been for quite a long time. I think he's just too injury prone. I don't know why we offered him a new deal. Maybe it was just a good contract offer to give because he can play as a left-sided centre-back, and he can also be a backup choice, maybe a squad player maybe. But for me, he isn't a first-team starter. I would not put Dan Potts straight away in my starting 11. I would play Amari Bell and Naismith over Dan Potts. But because Amari Bell, you know, he hasn't been with the squad because he's been on international duty with Jamaica, I can see Naismith slotting in at that left-back role. So, in the midfield, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. I definitely think Alan Campbell will start. I think I'm quite certain on that. He's played a lot in pre-season. He's played in the major games. He's kept himself fit. So I definitely think Alan Campbell is a definite start. And although he hasn't been with the squads throughout the whole pre-season, I definitely think Alan Campbell will partner up with Pelly in the midfield and have those two players, you know, in front of the back four. I definitely think that's going to happen. I just have a strong feeling. I think Pelly's kept himself very fit, and he's coped with the, you know, in the match games, you know, match sharpness. He's got himself there very quickly. So he's working hard. So that's the two players which I believe will sit in front of the back four. Now this is where it gets even more tougher, because who are going to be the four attacking players? You know, the four players that are going to do the job. Now, up top, I definitely think Adebayo will start as the striker. Adebayo's link-up play with the rest of the team is brilliant. He's also, you know, performed very well since being at Luton. So I definitely think Adebayo, you know, is going to be that striker up top. I also think Cornick's going to start, but I think Cornick's going to start on the right-hand side. Cornick, you know, he's had a good relationship with Adebayo. I think because Cornick's played under Nathan for, well, since he's been at Luton, you know, they both know each other very well, you know, and I think it's very important to keep a very similar side that played last season, you know, and then gently and, you know, throw in the new lads in, you know, and get them, like, understanding each other, because you don't want to throw them straight in and, yeah, results don't come, because that's what's going to happen. So you want to do it like, you want to take your time with it. You don't want to throw them straight in, but with some of them, you've got no choice. You have to, like, throw them straight in. But, yeah, I definitely think Cornick will play on the right-hand side. I don't want Cornick playing up top. I think he's a winger. His pace is dangerous, and he causes so many problems. And I definitely think his contributions this season need to be a lot better than they were last year. He needs to score more goals. You know, he needs to have that confidence in himself. But I definitely think he'll play on the right-hand side. Now, on the left-hand side, I do think Onyedinma will start. And the reason why I think that's because he's played a lot of pre-season. He's playing all the time. He's performed well during pre-season, and he has a really good understanding with Adebayo as well. So I definitely think, you know, Cornick on the right, Onyedinma on the left-hand side. It's that number 10 role is where I'm getting even more, you know, who can he play? And I definitely think he's going to play Clark in the number 10 role. Clark's had an amazing pre-season. He looks fit, he looks ready to go. He could even put Clark on the left and Onyedinma in the number 10 role. You know, he can switch it up a bit. The players can rotate a bit as well. But I definitely think he's going to play Clark. Now, I thought it's going to be between Clark and Mendes Gomez, but the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to play Clark, because Clark was here last year with us. He wants to, even Clark's come out in the press and gone like, I want more goal contributions this year, which is amazing to hear. And he's had a great pre-season, so it does make sense. Mendes Gomez has also had a great pre-season, but I think because Clark knows the system, he knows Nathan a lot more than Mendes Gomez, maybe we're just going to, you know, ease Mendes Gomez in slightly. Because, you know, he was playing League 2 football last year, so maybe we need to give him a few more weeks. I'm not too sure. You know, I don't see him every week in training, but that's the, you know, rough idea I am getting from Nathan, basically, that, you know, give it a few weeks and then we'll throw him in. You know, there's a few of other like questionable shouts we can like put into the frame. You know, Lansbury, would he just come straight in? You know, championship player with plenty of experience. You've got Glenn Ray as well. Nathan loves Glenn Ray, but I just don't. I rather Glenn Ray plays in the away games. You know, I feel like when you're the away team, you need to protect the back four a lot more, and that's where I see Glenn Ray playing. I don't like playing a defensive mid at home. It can work. I know it can work, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it, especially against teams which I believe, you know, you should go at it a little bit as well. You know, I feel like we should attack Peterborough, put the pressure on them slightly. But, yeah, anything can happen in football. But that is the starting 11 that I think Nathan... Well, that's the starting 11 which I think Nathan will pick, you know, for this game. On the weekend. I'm not too sure if it's the 11 which I want to start, but I need to see more of these new lads, you know. I still want to see more of Onyedinma. I still want to see more of Mendes Gomez, and maybe after a month I may figure out what type of system I want to see and what players I want to see in certain positions. So yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, that's what I believe the starting 11 Nathan will pick on the weekend. So just to recap: Saluga in goal, Jamesbury right back, Lockyer and Bradley as the centre back partnership, left back Naismith, in the midfield Pelly and Campbell, on the right Cornick, in the middle in that number 10 role Clark, on the left hand side Onyedidma, and then up top Adebayo as well. So that is the starting 11 which I think Nathan Jones will pick this weekend. Guys, let me know in the comment section of this video the starting 11 which you think Nathan will pick for the opening game against Peterborough. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media if you haven't done already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.